शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानां एकदन्तमुपास्महे गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुमध्ये स्थितं विश्वं विश्वमध्ये स्थितो गुरुः गुरुर्विश्वं न चान्योऽस्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं श्रीमात्रे नमः ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं श्रीमात्रे नमः ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं श्रीमात्रे नमः. I think 100th नाम onwards we have to continue.
Yes, Vishnu.
Brahma Granthi Vibhedinyainamaha. 2 Mahapranas. Dhi and Bhe. Oh, let's chant it for 5 times. Om Brahma Granthi Vibhedinyainamaha. 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 So Brahma Granthi, it is a sort of this is called Brahma Granthi. Means, do you know Granthi, what they call in English?
No, Vishnu.
We in glands we call, right, in English.
Glance.
That is called it's a sort of a gland they are mentioning, but it is like invisible one.
Gland?
Brahma
Gland or glance, Vishnu?
glands
This
pituitary
perineal-
glands other glands, what and all, I didn't how many other glands are there? I forget total my biology
Perineal.
also. Perineal gland.
Yeah. Gland. Okay, understood.
So that sort of it's a sort of energy system in actually in yogic practice. Secretary like that organs, it is secretary organs. They had mentioned here in yogic philosophy, Brahma Granthi is one of the 3 main blockages in the body's energy system. It's called a spiritual blockage. The term comes from the Sanskrit Granthi, meaning here they are using it in a form of knot, but not in the form of a glands. In body we use this like glands, right, for secretory organs which are mainly needed for our body metabolism, right? But here
Correct.
they are saying it as knot. Granthi means, which is called perineal knot. In English they are saying it as perineal knot. Okay, fine. Vibhedini means whichever it is vidagottadani, means it is trying to separate it or break it. వెన్నెముక వెంబడి ఉండే 6 చక్రాల్లో మొదటిదైనది మూలాధారం. So in the spinal cord, the 6 shat chakras that are located, first one is the Mooladhara chakra, right? And second one is Swadhisthana chakra. Above this Swadhisthana chakra, this Brahma Granthi is located, they are saying. This perineal knot which is located above the Swadhisthana chakra. Here they are referring in this book itself, Granthi means the knot that it is being referred. English they called it as, in ఆంగ్లంలో గ్లాండ్ అంటారు. వెన్నెముక వెంబడి ఉండే 6 చక్రాల్లో మొదటిదైన మూలాధారము, రెండవదైన స్వాధిష్టానము, చక్రాలకు పైన ఉన్న గ్రంథి ఉంటుంది. గ్రంథి అంటే ముడి అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. దీన్ని ఆంగ్లంలో గ్లాండ్ అంటారు. ఈ గ్రంథి ఉండే చోటే ప్రోస్ట్రేట్ గ్లాండ్ ఉంటుంది. సో దే రెఫర్డ్ in this backbone, in these 6 chakras, whatever the chakras that are there, the first one is Mooladhara and the second one is Swadhisthana. Above the Swadhisthana, this perineal knot will be located, and this is also called as in English gland. So in this particular position where this Brahma Granthi is located, there only the prostate glands are located as per our physical body system. So this is the subtle thing which they are referring to Brahma Granthi. But the physical thing near to the prostate gland which it is located in. ఈ గ్రంథిని కుండలిని యోగ విద్యలో బ్రహ్మ గ్రంథి అంటారు. అంతరిక్షం నుండి అణువులను రూపొందించే శక్తికి సంకేతమే బ్రహ్మ. సో ఇన్ కుండలిని యోగా ప్రాక్టీస్ దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ as Brahma Granthi. So inside this complete universe, from this atom, whatever it is needed for nuclear weapons, that it is the energy to create from the atom to that nuclear weapon. It's the greatest one, right, which they are saying to. So that energy creation is called as, that creator is called as Brahma or emerger. Usually Srushti Sthiti Laya. Brahma, we are referring to the creation, right? So whatever the energy that it is needed for this creation, that itself we are calling here it as Brahma. That is the reason Brahma Granthi. అంటే భౌతికమైన సృష్టి ఈ బ్రహ్మ ద్వారానే జరుగుతుంది. ద ఫిజికల్ క్రియేషన్ ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఓన్లీ త్రూ బ్రహ్మదేవ, బ్రహ్మ గాడ్. అందుచేత ఈ బ్రహ్మను సృష్టికారుడు అంటారు. వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ హిమ్ యాజ్ క్రియేటర్. ఈ బ్రహ్మ రజోగుణ ప్రధానం వహించే శక్తిని కలిగి ఉంటాడు. అమాంగ్ ద 3 క్వాలిటీస్ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్, సత్వ రజస్ తమో గుణాస్, the main predominant quality which is needed for this creation is the rajoguna. ఈ రజోగుణం వల్లనే మనలో కళ్ళకు కనబడే దృశ్యమాన ప్రపంచము దేహేంద్రియాలు మాత్రమే తప్ప ఇతరమేమీ లేదనుకునే ఈ అజ్ఞానానికి సంబంధించిన ముడి ఏర్పడుతుంది. సో వాట్ దే ఆర్ రెఫరింగ్ టు, so the creation itself, it is because of this predominant quality of rajoguna, right? And because of this rajoguna itself, even in the human beings, we feel that whatever it is visible to the eyes, whatever if it is physically visible to the eyes, that itself we consider this as a life. Means like, this atma is not visible, it is an invisible, but we never believe on atma. We feel all in this physical bodies. Not meaning believe means we carry that sort of faith and then we are not going towards the right direction, and we are trying to be towards the materialistic things. We think that this materialistic things itself is the real. It's because of this Brahma Granthi which is making us to feel like, this is the physical whatever environment that it is visible to you, that itself is the reality. So this is the Brahma Granthi which is giving that sort of feeling for every human being or the life which is created in this universe. So
one thing to understand, Vishnu. So this rajas guna is the reason for
creation.
So which is good, which is the ultimate purpose why the Srishti was created.
See, and you should be at a point, like for example, any human being's goal is what? There are so many ashramas, we said, Gruhastha ashrama, Vanaprastha ashrama, Sannyasa ashrama. Yesterday I was listening to one of the Bhagavad Gita shloka also. Like, Krishna in the 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga, if you see, Arjuna will be asking him, like, you are only telling me so many things, and you are only again influencing me to get this involved into this yuddha, and I'm getting confused and I'm getting attracted towards each and every topic that you are being discussed in the Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga, he will tell so many things, right, regarding the Atma, and it is not the reality which you think that this Deha is yourself. It is the eternal, the spirit that it is in you is the reality. You don't think that you are killing the other people, your cousins and relatives and all. It is not you. Neither you are creating nor me I am creating. Even one day I am going to die. You are also going to die. Krishna, he himself will tell that. But that he will get confused and then he will again asking the Karma Yoga. That there he will start saying, when he questions, then Krishna will respond, I already told you there are 2 different peoples in this world. One person may be through the Jnana Yoga, they will try to acquire the knowledge and finally ultimate the what is reality and they will try to apply it. The other set of people through the Bhakti Marga or Karma Yoga, it can be complete devotion towards the God, or it can be a sort of a service oriented way where they'll try to understand the reality. So, in these two paths, I said, right, there are Jnana Yoga through people, Sankhya, Tattva Vetalu, means the philosophical people, the philosophers who try to understand what is the Sankhya Yoga, exact the existence of this Atma, there also they'll try to go. And this set of people also will try to go. Ultimately, they have to reach at one emerging place, which is the reality, what it is, God is there in you only. In these two paths, if at all a person, like for example, uh, he tried to immediately adapt the sannyasa ashrama, that he didn't followed any of the gruhastha ashrama, and he don't know the practical existence. Immediately by listening to this knowledge, if he try to go into sannyasa ashrama and he's trying to practice the sannyasa ashrama, does it mean that he's trying to get detached from the worldly things? What is the rule for the sannyasa ashrama? You are supposed to get detached from the worldly things. It can be your family or any materialistic things. Leave everything and ultimately go to the sannyasa ashrama, means leave everything. But if you see whoever are taking this in this matas and all, they're trying to be into sannyasa ashrama. But is it really they are trying to be in by leaving everything? No, right? The same way, you should not, but still they're trying to get to that path. There is no meaning just blindly taking the sannyasa ashrama and without completely following those things. The same way, you should not say being as a gruhastha ashrama that I will not do things, I know the reality. It means that in people who are in gruhastha ashrama, are there people without having fully completely attachment? There are people, even though they are staying in gruhastha ashrama, who can get detached from the materialistic things. Even that is also possible. So either of the things is possible, and neither of the things is also not possible. So in these things, if you say that I am not going to do my karma, is it reality? Then you think so? He said that I don't go and do yuddha. It is his karma. As a kshatriya, he has to go and fight to protect the dharma and get his kingdom and take the rule of the complete. He has to rule the kingdom of that, right? It is not into right people right now. So he will not be doing that karma. He was like, why are you asking me to do this karma? You yourself are telling karma, doing some deeds is something, you will get into this sort of bogalalas and all. No, let me not do this karma. Why should I get into this sort of thing? That is what he questioned. And for that, Krishna is answering like this way. So, creation, for your question, creation is the quality, the predominant quality that is needed for this physical existence. Even Brahma, he himself has got that quality to get this creation done. But what for it is? It is ultimately, you by this life, you have to attain to that life. Means you have to understand the reality. You can't keep on continuing this, right? Grihasthasrama, even Grihasthasrama also, till 60 years only you are supposed to follow like whatever it is needed. After 6 years, 60 years is reached, you have to really understand what for your life existence is. But if you do at that point of time, you won't, because for these many years you had this mind prepared that this is me, my body is me, my family is me, my things, whatever the property it is there, that is me. With these many things that you had built up from the childhood to 60 years, is it really easy to get rid of that nature after 60 years immediately getting into this path? Not at all possible. So that is the reason, even for Grihasthasrama, this Brahma Granthi is needed. It is making us to, God, he himself or herself has created this one, so that human beings, even Lalita Mata, when the appearance happens, she'll try, I am the Maya. Maya, Mahamaya అంటాం. కృష్ణ పరమాత్మ ఉద్భవించినప్పుడు కూడా ఫస్ట్ పుట్టింది ఎవరు? సప్తమ మహామాయ. ఆమె వెళ్ళి అక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది, కృష్ణుడు ఆ ప్లేస్లో ఈయన చెప్తాడు, ఆల్రెడీ చెప్తాడు కదా, కృష్ణ పరమాత్మ ఆల్రెడీ పుట్టేస్తున్నాడు, తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు ఆయన అని చెప్పి. సో Maya itself is a thing that it is because of this Brahma Granthi, and Brahma Granthi is created by Mata and she herself is trying to get it destructed so that you understand the reality of the life, what it is. It is needed. Otherwise, this life will not exist, right? If you don't feel from the day one itself, what is the existence of the life purpose then? Right? And I remember one of the time Periyava to Periyava, one foreigner, he was doing a project and he came and he will ask Chandrasekhar Saraswati Swami, Mahapariva. So, Swami, why, what is this life's existence? Some people, why should we live like this sort of uh, troublesome life? So many people are feeling every day like, they don't have food or anything. Why is this, you think so? Then he will not answer to him anything. Okay, I'll tell you, but I'll say something to you. Can you go and do it for me? He'll say. So, can you go and list it out who are all there in this Kanchipuram? How many in so many hospitals you have, right? Go to each and every hospital and observe how the people are, what and all it is going on. Just come after some time to me, he'll say. He will go, he will observe, and within next day he'll come. He'll just say, Namaste Swami, I try to understand. The reason because a person who has took birth, a small baby, one person is the person is in deep poverty, nothing to eat, even milk also, mother also doesn't have anything to give milk. Some kids doesn't have father or mother, some kids are very luxurious, some kids the day one onwards they are being put into the incubators with not having any health. So why these many sort of people? From the day one, what they did, life existed means from the day one. Okay, for us, we are of 30 years, 35 years, we did something, because of that we are trying to get. But from the day one, what sort of sin he did? It is the past karma which is making him to get this. So this creation has started so many thousands of years. And yesterday I was hearing to another thing, we are all the progeny of this Kali Purusha. That is the reason we can't able to get rid of. When Kali Purusha has incarnated, he came from the back position of Brahma, and because of some of the anachara that happened, like brother and sister, they get married and one person will himsa, one lady will take birth, and again that brother and sister will get married. Again, Kalipurusha will come. Kalipurusha, how he has took birth means because of this anachara, whichever is a wrong practice. Two brothers, one brother and sister, they got married. They given birth to some of the kids, and those kids again they got married. Then they had given in birth to Kalipurusha. The moment he took birth, when you read Guru Charitra, he is putting his left hand on the guhya part, the secret part, genital part, and the other hand, right hand on the tongue, left hand on the genital. Why? Brahma will ask, why are you? He came from Brahma only, right? The backside position of the Brahma. Then, because I got incarnated, I should not say incarnated to demons. He appeared because he want to make all the human beings having jihva chapalya, means attached towards this tongue related qualities, whatever it is there. It can be to the taste, the sensual pleasures that you are getting towards the tongue. What and all you will. Some people will try to scold, like they doesn't care about mother, father, elderly people, gurus, nothing. They will not have this sort of discrimination at all, and they will try to blabber anything and they can scold anything. It's all because of the Kali Mahitya. And people will eat any sort of food, whatever they would like to. It's all because of Kali Mahitya. And because of the sensual pleasures, no right, no wrong. That's what Anachara happened and Kalipurusha took, right? And so these things and all it's dead. So this is also needed. That is also needed. Goddess herself has created this Maya. She herself says that I am Maya, who is there. This because of this Brahma Granthi, people are trying to think that this physical existence itself is the reality. And again, she herself has incarnated to get this Brahma Granthi Vibhedinyam. Means to destroy this sort of the quality that it is giving you, that this physical world itself is you. ఈ ముడి యొక్క స్వరూపమే బ్రహ్మగ్రంథి. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద పెరీనియల్ నాట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్, ద ఫార్మ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ బ్రహ్మగ్రంథి. వేర్ సెయింగ్ ఎప్పటికైనా ఇది తెగవలసిందే లేదా విడిపోవలసిందే. సమ్ ఆర్ ద అదర్ డే ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు. Otherwise, after 60 years, 70 years, you don't know anything what happens. I was going through one of the lorry was showing death is inevitable. It can happen anytime. You don't know. So, in that moment, if person is coming and his spirit is getting detached from the body, you will struggle. It is like going to be hell for them. So, it is better to get it done early, have that knowledge and be prepared. Do your duties. That is what Krishna is also saying in the Bhagavad Gita. మానవ సృష్టికి దైవ సృష్టికి చాలా తారతమ్యం ఉంటుంది. ద క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ అండ్ ద క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద గాడ్స్, దెర్ ఇస్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ డిఫరెన్స్. మానవుడు దేనిని నిర్మించినా తయారు చేసినా ఆ వస్తువులోకి తాను ప్రవేశించలేడు. ఇఫ్ ఎనీ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ క్రియేటెడ్ ఎనీథింగ్, లైక్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ స్టూల్, కెన్ హీ గెట్ ఇన్సైడ్ టు దట్ స్టూల్? ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ అ ఫిజికల్ థింగ్, రైట్? బట్ హీ కాంట్ గెట్ ఇన్సైడ్ దట్ స్టూల్. ఆర్ for example, another example they are giving, a time clock. Okay, time is there, clock is there. He created the clock, okay, to see the time, but he can't get inside that clock to influence the time, right? He created the clock, but he cannot influence the time which is inside that clock to get the influence on the time. So that is the difference in between the human's creation and the God's creation. But God can do that, right? It is in his hand. He can stop anything. He can do anything. He can enter into that, influence that. Anything he can do. అన్ని వస్తువుల విషయంలోనూ అంతే. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ హీ క్రియేటెడ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ద సేమ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్. కానీ సృష్టి స్వరూపిణైన అమ్మవారు దేన్నైనా సృష్టిస్తే ఆ సృష్టించిన దాంట్లో కూడా అనుప్రవేశం చేయగలదు. సో గాడెస్ లలిత మాత, who has created this entire universe, they are saying not only creation, she herself is getting entered into that creation in a form, different form. తత్వస్థాత్ తదేవాను ప్రావిశత్ అనే ఉపనిషద్ వాక్యం, ఇన్ తైత్రీయ ఉపనిషత్ దే హెడ్ సేయింగ్ దట్ దైవం చేత సృష్టింపబడే ప్రతి వస్తువులోనూ జీవిలోనూ ఆ దైవం కూడా ప్రవేశిస్తాడు. లైక్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, గాడ్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ us ఆల్సో, రైట్? వీఆర్ బీయింగ్ క్రియేటెడ్ బై గాడ్ అండ్ గాడ్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇన్ us ఆల్సో. సో ద ఉపనిషత్ ఈస్ సేయింగ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ దట్ ఈస్ క్రియేటెడ్ బై ది గాడ్, దట్ హీ విల్ ఎంటర్ ఇన్ టు యూ. whatever that creation is there, so he is there in us also as well అని దాని అర్థం. ఇలా మనలో ప్రవేశించిన సృష్టి స్వరూపిణి అనుగ్రహం వల్లనే ఎప్పుడో ఒకప్పుడు మనలో అజ్ఞానానికి సంబంధించిన బ్రహ్మగ్రంథి విభేదనం జరుగుతుంది. బికాస్ ఇన్ దిస్ క్రియేషన్, వైల్ షీ క్రియేటెడ్, she already entered into each and every life that it is created in this universe. But at one point of time, she ensures that this Brahmagranthi Vibhedinyam will happen. The destruction to this perennial knot will happen. So that you will understand the reality. Anduvalla Ammavarini, because of that reason, we are calling her as Brahmagranthi Vibhedinyainamaha. ఈ బ్రహ్మగ్రంథి విభేదనం వల్లనే మనలో అజ్ఞాత పాతాళ శక్తులు కూడా పనిచేస్తాయి. ఈ అజ్ఞాత శక్తుల్ని ఇన్స్టింక్ట్స్, ఇంపల్స్ అండ్ రిఫ్లెక్సెస్. Sometimes we feel that, right? We would like to do something. Suddenly we will feel to do that. That instinct, that it is, where is it from coming? సంకల్ప మాత్ర, అమ్మవారిని ఇష్టం అంటాం, ఆ సంకల్పం వస్తుంది. వాట్ ఎవర్ దట్ సంకల్పం మీన్స్, డిటర్మినేషన్ that it is coming is somewhere, the reflex that it is making you to think of that, to do that. And that instinct that it is, the reflex that it is, like if you see a snake, no, you should get away from that. That is something, it may be troublesome. A reflex is there, reflex action that is happening right within you. Or you try to pick a stick, that sort of reflexes itself is being because of this Brahma Granthi, they're saying. Vibhedanam valla, Brahma Granthi destruction valla. You are not, because of Brahma Granthi is to the physical external, but you are trying to protect yourself, right? Save yourself. That sort of reflex that it is action that it is coming is because of this destruction of this Brahma Granthi. It may not completely destroy at one stretch, slowly, and then only at one point of time completely. For example, they are giving dogs, in the olden days, if the dogs are barking in the odd times, like in the midnight, or like they'll try to get them away from that place, because dogs have that capability of seeing the invisible things. So if there is some like a death going to happen, dogs will immediately, anything, animals in this universe, they have that connectivity to the nature, so they can able to see those things that are happening in the nature. That is the reason in the odd times they are saying, they are why they are asking them to get rid of, means they are expecting some death that is happening. So they will try to, no, some Ashubham is going to happen, let them get away from this. So that is the reason they are called Bhairavulu, Kala Bhairava. They say, right, dog's form he is in. వీటిని కుండలిని యోగ విద్యలో భైరవులు అంటారు. యాజ్ పర్ ది యోగిక్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ దీస్ ఆర్ బీయింగ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ భైరవులు. Mean the reflexes, the instincts, or the impulses that are getting generated because of this perennial not destruction. So these are called as భైరవులు. ఈ భైరవులకు కాలజ్ఞానం ఉంటుంది. మీన్స్ వాట్ ఎవర్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ యూనివర్స్, వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్ బిఫోర్ ది టైమ్ దట్ దే కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ. కాబట్టి వీళ్ళని కాలభైరవులు అని కూడా అంటారు. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ దే కెన్ యాంటిసిపేట్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. ఒక సన్నివేశంలో భౌతికంగా జరిగిన తర్వాత కానీ మనకు తెలియదు. అంటిల్ అన్లెస్ దిస్ హ్యాపెన్స్ వీ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ టు నో, రైట్? కానీ సన్నివేశం జరగడానికి పూర్వం, ఆ సన్నివేశం జరగబోతుంది అనే సన్నివేశానికి సంబంధించిన పూర్వజ్ఞానం ఆ భైరవులకు ఉంటుంది. సో దీస్ డాగ్స్, భైరవాస్, హ్యావ్ దిస్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ instinct or the reflex that before that incident that happens. ఎవరైనా మన మీదకు రాయి విసిరినప్పుడు మనం ఆ సంగతి గుర్తించకపోవడమే ఆ సంఘటన జరగబోతుందని మనలో పనిచేసే భైరవులకు తెలుస్తుంది. సో ఇన్సైడ్ us also these things are there. When someone is trying to throw a stone, we are expecting that someone is trying to throw a stone and we are trying to protect it, right? That is a sort of reflex or the instinct. అందువల్లనే కళ్ళు మూయడం, తప్పుకోవడం, చెయ్యి అడ్డు పెట్టుకోవడం, something is trying to fall into eyes, like we'll try to close the eyes, right? Again we'll try to protect ourselves from that stone that it is coming. So these are all like, we are not doing voluntarily, involuntarily we are doing. That is the reason reflex actions are all involuntary actions, we say. So these are involuntarily that it is happening because of the bhairavas that are present in our body. రాత్రిపూట కుక్కలు దీనంగా సాగదీసినట్లు అరుస్తుంటే మన పెద్దవాళ్ళు వెంటనే వాటిని తోలేస్తారు. ఎవరన్నా చనిపోయే ముందు అలా అవి అరుస్తాయి అని వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు. పూర్వజ్ఞానానికి సంబంధించిన మెదడు మనలో ఆ బ్రహ్మగంధ్రి విభేదనం జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు పనిచేస్తుంది. సో ద సేమ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వాట్ ఐ సెడ్, ద డాగ్స్ barking, the elderly people will try to get them away. The reason, because the purva gnana that it is there, that is impacting on the brain, and because of that they are trying to have that purva gnana that it is happening. కాబట్టి ఈ బ్రహ్మగ్రంథిని బ్రెయిన్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టింక్ట్స్, ఇంపల్సెస్ ఆర్ రిఫ్లెక్సెస్ అనవచ్చు. So that is the reason the Brahma Granthi, the perineal knot, is also called as brain of instincts, impulse or reflexes. సామాన్యుల్లో అప్పుడప్పుడు మాత్రమే పనిచేసే ఈ శక్తులు సాధకునిలో సాధన వలన ఎప్పుడూ సిద్ధంగా ఉండేలా మార్పు చెందుతాయి. సో ద ప్రాక్టీషనర్స్, when you do this Lalitopasana, Vidyopasana, Sri Vidyopasana, or any sort of the practice, Vishnu Sahasranama Puja, sort of Narayana Kavacha, any sort of stotra or parayana, anything that it is you're doing as a continuous practice. Practice is something you should not, disconnectivity should not be there. It should be a continuous effort. When you keep on doing this practice, you will have this in normal beings it is like often it is working, but in these practitioners it will be evident at every moment. That is the reason some people will try to foresee, right? Why does Periyava has to foresee something that it is happening? Because he is a practitioner. Why does other people, great people, can able to foresee that is happening? It's because they are practicing it. When you do this practice, even in the human beings, normal people also, you can develop that sort of the instinct or the reflexes that can happen at all the moment, and you can predict the things and you can do the things to protect those with the protection. సో ఇన్ టోటల్ భౌతికమైన జగత్తే తప్ప ఇతరాలేమీ లేదనే అజ్ఞానానికి సంబంధించిన బ్రహ్మగ్రంథి అనే ముడిని ఛేదించున్నది. సో ద పెరీనియల్ నాట్ విచ్ ఈస్ మేకింగ్ యూ టు think that, you know, the existence, it is nothing but this physical or materialistic world. So that particular perennial knot will be destroyed by Lalita Mata. Because of that, she called as Brahma Granthi Vibhedinyainamaha. మనలో అజ్ఞాత పాతాల శక్తులుగా పనిచేసే అసంకల్పిత ప్రతీకార చర్యలను ప్రేరేపించున్నది. ద గాడెస్ who is influencing the reflex actions or the impulses or the instincts in the life, in the human being. So because of that also she is called as Brahma Granthi Vibhedinyainamaha. So this is one meaning. 6 o'clock we have to close. Gita Parayana will start. So tomorrow we will